What's up guys, in today's video I'm replacing the brake pads on my 03 Honda CBR 600RR. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so first things first, I'm going to put this thing up on a stand. If you have one of these, it would make it a little easier, but you don't have to have one. So guys, if you ordered brake pads off Amazon like I did, they'll come one set like this, which are for the back, and then there's two sets of the same, which are for the front, because the front has dual disc brakes in the front. So these are for the back. We're gonna go ahead and do the back ones first. All right, so first things first, obviously we gotta take the old ones off, and I've just got an 8mm here, and I'm gonna just take this bolt off right here to take the old pads off. Should slide out. Pretty simple. Should be able to get these pads out like so. You might have to wiggle them around a little bit, but as you can see, these ones are pretty worn down, so alright guys, I'm having trouble getting the second one out, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the whole caliper off with this bolt right here and then this Allen head right here. Alright, so once you get those out, you should be able to just take the caliper off like so. Set that aside, and then obviously that will come out a lot easier. Now we can just grab the new brake pads and put those in. So something you'll have to do with pretty much any brake job on anything is compress this caliper back down. You might be able to push these ones down with your hand since it's just one. Otherwise, a C-clamp works great. You just put a brake pad over the top of it to make it even, and then put the C-clamp on and squish it down until it's flush with this right here. Another thing to do, guys, I forgot to mention, these old brake pads should have the little metal piece on the back here. These actually come off. Those come off, and there's a little pad too. So just make sure you take that off and put that on your new brake pads. So once you move the metal piece onto the new brake pads, you're ready to put these back in. These only go one way with this hole pointing towards the back of your bike. So this one would obviously be the outside one, and you would just set this in basically like so. They just kind of set in there until you get the caliper on. This one would be the same thing, set it in the back here. They kind of just set in there like that, and then you should be able to get your caliper if you compressed it enough over those. I might need to squeeze mine down a little bit more. Guys, so just got the brake pad or the caliper over the brake pads. I just put this one bolt back in that holds them on. Then I'm just going to put these back in. Only thing to remember is there's these little rubber boots on these two ones that hold the caliper on. Just make sure those don't get pinched or cut or anything. Yeah, but I'm just going to put those two back on now. I would just give those all a good snug, and then that should be it for the rear ones. So pretty simple, fast job. So yeah, let's move on to the front ones now. Alright guys, so it's going to be a similar thing on the front, except you're going to have one on each side, and then they're a little bit different. So you have to first take the caliper off completely, which is these two 12mm bolts right here. Be able to just slide this thing off, hopefully. Set this down. Alright guys, so that is what it looks like once you get it off. Then in order to take the brake pads out, you're going to need to take these two Allen head bolts out right here. This clip will come off as well, so just make sure to not lose that. And then your brake pads should just come out the bottom, like so. Okay guys, so then once again you're going to have to compress these calipers down and then put the new brake pads in. Try to get them to fit in there. It's hard because these ones, like if you push one down, it pushes some other ones out, so just kind of to try to mess around with it and find a middle ground and then put the new ones in. Okay, so basically you want to slide these in like I just showed you. Then make sure this clip goes on the top. So this end of the clip will go up. This end that has this part at the bottom will go towards the bottom like that. You want to put that in like on top of your brake pads like this. And then make sure that it's down all the way on the brake pads, and then when you go to thread your bolt in, it actually goes through this little part of the clip. Then you'll just try to thread these in when you're holding it all. It's kind of hard to hold it all, but once you get it started, it should be easier. And after you get that started, guys, I would just try to separate these two brake pads as far apart as you can by hand, and then slide it back on the rotor. Thankfully that went on pretty easily. And then you just have to put these 12 mils back in. So after you get these 12 mils threaded on, then I would go back and tighten these little bolts that are holding the brake pads in. Just make them just a little snug. I'm just going until my drill stops. And then I come back and tighten these down. Give those a good tighten. And then go back and finish tightening these. Don't over tighten them, but you want them, to be pretty snug. And then there you go. That's one side, and we'll basically just exactly replicate that on the other side. And yeah, then you'll be done. So we'll just go finish the other side now. Bam, just like that, we are done. You just change your brakes. Save yourself a couple $100 of shop time. So it's easy as that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, found this helpful. If you did, leave a like and a subscribe. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Need to know how to do anything on a CBR at all. Yeah guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.